I've heard a lot about how much money Meta is spending. Can you tell me about the multiverse they're trying to create? Um, what's going on there? And spending on the metaverse. Can you tell me about them? What's going on there? Here we go. Because, like, for how much they've spent, uh, have they created a product that provides anything yet? The thing they're being pouring their money to is the. Okay, so isn't the metaverse their attempt at a multiverse? Or their attempt at creating an all-encompassing program, essentially? Okay, let's continue. I think there's been a small mix-up in terms of worth clearing up first. Meta isn't building a multiverse. That the physics, sci-fi idea of many parallel universes, okay. The thing they're been pouring their money into is the metaverse, a persistent set of shared virtual and augmented reality spaces you'd access through VR headsets and AR glasses. Let me pull the latest on what their spending actually looks like since the numbers shift every quarter. Okay. So you need a VR headset. Not going to happen. You need to make it. Maybe you can design it for a VR headset, but it needs to be accessible through a phone. You just need to be able to access it. Maybe there are specific metaverses that are VR only, but the mass majority of it must be accessible through your phone, or you will not see wide adoption. And something like this needs wide adoption. Like, I have never seen a product that has been limited to a VR headset, um, like go viral and get a huge player base. VR headsets are very much a niche. Um, I don't know what AR glasses are. So, like a simplified version, a headset not designed for gaming, but for interacting digitally. I mean, if you can get the price down, $839, $449, and that's 54% off. 620. These cost more than like an actual gaming headset. Like, you need to get those under $100 if you want this to take off. Like, many consoles greatly subsidize the console itself because buying the console has you enter their ecosystem, and then they can make money from you in the products they offer to you inside the ecosystem itself. But you will never at $629 you will never see widespread adoption. And so trying to force it to be a VR headset or AR glasses only thing is just, it will not work. Not until AR glasses get under $100. Here's the real picture, and it's a bit different from the way the metaverse story usually gets told. The metaverse was Meta's bet, announced by Zuckerberg, renamed Facebook announced when Zuckerberg renamed Facebook in October 2021 that immersive virtual and augmented reality worlds would become the next major computing platform after smartphones. So he's trying to create the next thing from smartphones. I like until it we've seen a lot of different devices attempt to like usurp the smartphone, until it's a chip that you just get like planted either on like a thing you wear on your head or implanted into your brain. uh I don't think that's gonna happen. Being a smartphone isn't a large inhibitor to people. Glasses suck. As someone who's gone through and gotten the surgery, the laser eye surgery, so that I don't need glasses, glasses suck. Building your thing around needing glasses is not a good idea. Like that is a way to burn money. What was that thing? It's not. Elon Musk is working on some kind of neural implant. What is the most recent update on that? Because this is a field that's actually facing extreme advancement right now, and until the Neuralink, this is it. Yes. Images. Like some of them are still seem pretty extreme, but the littler ones, until you get like an implant like this, I don't think the full virtual reality stuff is going to become mainstream. Like it's always going to be niche. Okay, the big Neuralink is something I would like to look in detail, but I feel like that's a tangent I don't want to go on right now. So we're just gonna switch it out and get back to what we were talking about. So, become the next major computing platform after smartphones. The rebrand came with a promise that immersive virtual worlds would define the next era of computing. The vision was things like Horizon Worlds, a social VR space you enter through a Quest headset, virtual offices and events, and eventually lightweight AR glasses. Like, I mean, it's the first step to like VR gaming. The thing is, you can usually look at like other industries to see where things are going, and the fact is that VR gaming has simply not taken off, um, like so many people thought it would. The technology just isn't there yet, to make it widespread. And so this is something that's like parallel, and they're trying to create like the virtual parallel worlds in VR. Don't get me wrong, there are some products, some VR products that do quite well. Like you can make a VR product and actually like make a profit, but the widespread adoption just isn't there yet. We're a long way from Sword Art Online, and you kind of got to get there before you'll see the widespread adoption of it. On the money, the spending went through Meta's Reality Labs division, and the losses are staggering. Reality Labs recorded cumulative operative losses of about 83.6 billion from 2020 through 2025. That's roughly 21 quarters of losses, averaging about 4 billion each. To put the scale in perspective, in 2025 alone, Reality Labs generated 2.21 billion revenue but lost 19.19 billion. Oh, the thing that makes this current is that the metaverse era is essentially winding down. Wait, so they lost next to a hundred billion, and now they're winding it down. What? The adoption simply never arrived at the scale Meta hoped for, and the company is now pulling back. I mean, you should. Do what Elon Musk is doing with Neuralink. That that is the thing that'll replace the smartphone. Probably, I'd say we're probably 15 years out, based on how technology is advancing. I'd say 15 to 20 years before you have. I mean, I imagine the first one, as you see, are ones that they put actually like inside your brain, and I mean, I don't think I'll ever get that one, but they can probably make ones that'll interact with the brain but externally. Um, and once you get that technology, that is when I think you'll see widespread adoption, because that is when we get things like Sword Art Online, which is something I would like to see before I die. Come on, we can get there. Zuckerberg has been cutting the metaverse budget by roughly 30%, halting some projects and reallocating resources, with layoffs in 2026, including a 10% cut to Reality Labs' roughly 15,000 person workforce. Okay, so let me give you the lowdown on how these things work. If you want something to be successful, like the metaverse, you need to do one thing. You need to allow users of your product to make money using your product. Like in Roblox, which is the closest thing we have to an actual metaverse, you can create products, and then people can play your products and give you money through the monetization system used in your product. They created a system that allows the user to become a creator and generate money. And that is how you create a metaverse. Not paying employees. That won't work. Sorry to tell you. Also, really helps if you can have it on your phone, like a lot. Like I say, that's currently that's one of the core things for adoption. The thing that makes this current, okay, where was I? Where's the money going instead? AI. This is the key plot twist. Meta is now preparing to spend more in a single year on AI than it lost over 6 years on the metaverse. The company's projected capital expenditure of 125 to 145 billion for 2026, driven primarily by AI infrastructure. As it races to keep pace with companies like OpenAI and Anthropic, the new flagship goal is building advanced AI rather than virtual worlds. I mean, the metaverse wasn't a bad idea, but the first true metaverse will be created through a video game. It just will. Roblox is the closest thing right now, and I mean, you just got to do it better, right? I don't think going for the metaverse was incorrect. I think how they went about it was incorrect. Like, I'd like to see you spent 83.6 billion on it. How much of that went to people who use the product? Maybe we'll ask that next. Let's finish. One quirk worth noting. Even with the fading metaverse, the hardware did win its niche. The Meta's Quest headset dominates the VR market with roughly 75% share. They just never became profitable, which tells you the problem was less about Meta's execution and more that mainstream demand for VR never materialized. It never did. The Ray-Ban smart glasses have arguably been the most successful piece of the bet. Ray-Ban smart glasses. What are these? So these are those glasses things, right? Cost. How much are these ones? These ones, $400 bucks ish. Not low enough. But you can't make them lower without the infrastructure to profit from the people using them. And I'll be honest, as someone who used to wear glasses, glasses are not the future. They are not. You want the future is gonna look like that. That feels less invasive to me than glasses. Ideally, you don't have to cut my skull open though. Alright, let's continue. The Ray-Ban smart glasses have arguably been the most successful piece of the bet. To sum up what's going on there, Meta spent about $84 billion trying to build the metaverse. The public mostly didn't show up, and the company has quietly shifted from metaverse first to AI first, while continuing to spend at an even larger scale. I mean, Facebook brings them in some crazy profits. The virtual world dream didn't so much explode as get gradually deprioritized in favor of the AI race. Want me to go into deeper on any one thread? I mean, VR adoption stalled because VR headsets suck. AI pivot is going. So basically, they've shifted from trying to create the metaverse to just being another AI company. I mean, we got a lot of AI companies, but it does seem like every major profitable company is now trying to be an AI company. And that just seems to be where the profits are. I like Musk's twist with Neuralink. That's absolutely something I'm going to look more into later. But basically, spending all that money and having it set so you have to use VR headsets and AR glasses doesn't work. Like, I could have told you that. And probably saved you a heck of a lot of money.